9 reasons why Australian retirees are quietly moving to Thailand. For decades, Australian retirement followed a familiar script. Work hard, buy a house, pay it off. Then life slows down. Fewer expenses, fewer pressures. A gentle exhale. That was the promise. But somewhere along the way, the script broke. Today, retirement in Australia often feels like reaching the summit after a long climb, only to discover the oxygen tanks are locked behind a paywall. The mortgage might be gone, but the bills are very much alive. Council rates, insurance, electricity, healthcare. None of them retire when you do. Healthcare may be technically free, but time becomes the real currency. Long waits, delayed treatments, quiet compromises. And so Australians aren't leaving in dramatic waves. No protests, no outrage, no farewell speeches. They're doing what Australians have always done. When the environment stops making sense, they adapt. And for a growing number of retirees, that adaptation points, quietly and deliberately, toward Thailand. Here's why. 1. The math's modern retirement no longer begins with a dream. It begins with a spreadsheet. A quiet, unforgiving spreadsheet. Super balances come up short. Pensions lag behind reality. And expenses show absolutely no interest in retiring alongside the people paying them. Australia didn't become unaffordable overnight. It did it politely. 5% here, a new fee there, temporary surcharges that quietly move in permanently. Nothing feels outrageous on its own. Together it becomes suffocating. Then Thailand enters the spreadsheet. Not as a fantasy, but as a plot twist. The same income that feels tight in Australia suddenly feels reasonable, and for retirees, reasonable isn't boring, it's revolutionary. 2. Housing. In Australia, downsizing has become a slogan, not a solution. You sell the family home, buy something smaller, and after stamp duty, strata fees, and location premiums, the numbers barely move. Sometimes they go backwards. More money, less space, thinner walls. Thailand doesn't romanticize housing. It's just housing. In places like Chiang Mai or Bangkok, retirees rent modern apartments, often with pools, gyms, and security, for less than the cost of basic Australian utilities and fees. And here's the radical part. They rent on purpose. No stamp duty, no selling stress, no penalty for changing your mind. Australia ties retirement to permanence. Thailand offers flexibility. At 30, permanence feels comforting. At 70, it can feel like a trap. 3. Healthcare. This is where voices usually drop. But what about healthcare? Australians are raised to believe leaving Medicare is like leaving gravity. Technically possible, but probably fatal. Then retirees arrive in Thailand and experience something unsettling. They see a doctor immediately. Sometimes the same day. No 6-week wait, no referral maze, no hold music to spare. Private hospitals feel more like hotels with MRI machines. Appointments start on time. Doctors sit down. They explain. They listen. Bills are itemized, transparent, predictable. And the cost? Annual private health insurance can cost less than a single Australian dental procedure, so retirees stop postponing care. Health becomes proactive again, not something avoided until unavoidable. Australian healthcare isn't bad. Thailand just treats retirees like customers, not inconveniences. 4. The small costs. Australia hasn't priced retirees out with one big expense. It's done it with thousands of tiny ones. Fees, surcharges, service costs that exist purely to remind you that existing is now billable. Thailand, by comparison, is almost boring. Utilities behave. Internet is cheap. Phone bills don't require negotiation tactics learned from hostage situations. Expenses stay where you expect them to, and that predictability matters more than it sounds. 5. Food. In Australia, eating out slowly turns into an event. Something you justify, something you plan. Cooking at home isn't cheaper, it's just more effort. Thailand removes that mental load entirely. Fresh food is everywhere. Markets open early. Meals are cooked daily, often right in front of you. Street food isn't a compromise. It's the default. Retirees eat better without trying harder, socialize more without spending more. Lunch becomes an excuse to leave the house, not a calculation. Food stops being stressful. It becomes nourishment, connection, and pleasure again. 6. Transport. One of retirement's cruelest surprises is how quickly mobility shrinks. Once driving becomes harder, life contracts, suburbs stretch, public transport thins out. Ride-shares quietly discourage spontaneity. Thailand is built differently. Cities are dense. Clinics, markets, cafes, and parks sit close together. Taxis cost pocket change. You step outside and go. Walking becomes practical again. Not exercise, but daily life. Freedom at this stage isn't about speed or distance, it's about access. 7. Social life. Australian retirement can become quiet, not peaceful, just empty. Families move, children scatter. Life starts happening elsewhere. Thailand keeps life public. Markets spill into streets. Cafes open onto footpaths. Conversation happens by default. Retirees remain visible, included, part of the rhythm of daily life. They're not alone unless they choose to be. 8. Age and respect. This part is rarely said aloud, but retirees feel it immediately. In Thailand, older people exist in public without apology. They move at their own pace, and no one seems irritated by it. Age isn't hidden, it's accommodated. In Australia, aging can feel like fading into the background. Spaces reward speed. Slowness feels like an interruption. Thailand organizes life around coexistence. That changes how retirees see themselves, not as people stepping aside from life, but as people still inside it. 9. Visas. Thailand's retirement visa system isn't romantic, it's administrative, and that's exactly why retirees like it. The rules are clear, the thresholds are up front. You qualify, you apply, you renew. No moving goalposts, no quiet rewrites. After years of complexity and uncertainty, predictability feels luxurious. Thailand isn't offering retirees extravagance. It offers proportion. Income aligns with expenses. Healthcare matches actual need. Life moves at a pace that respects aging bodies instead of testing them. Australia still offers safety and familiarity, and for many that matters. But it increasingly comes with a psychological cost. Every decision feels heavier. Every expense needs justification. The background hum of financial vigilance never shuts off. Australian retirees moving to Thailand aren't running away from home. They're choosing environments that support aging rather than quietly punishing it. And if that reshaping of life happens somewhere warm, affordable, and welcoming, that isn't failure, it's adaptation. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and leave your comment if you enjoy watching this video.